Big Vito had a Luck of the Charms weapons match.
I forgot about this. This was so dumb. I mean, at least it was... See, you know what? It was stupid, and that means it was better than most.
So it was Luck of the Irish, not Luck of the Charms. It was the Luck of the Irish weapons match. So the rules, Liam, of a Luck of the Irish weapons match is there are 3 boxes.
Please say it in your thickest accent possible.
I can't do an Irish accent. I don't have one. Oh, diddly eye, there were 3 boxes in each corner of the ring. 2 of the boxes were empty. 1 of the box had some green weapons in them. And you had a rugby ball in the middle of the ring with a key attached. You got the rugby ball to open the box. I'm reading more to Scottish here. Part is over.
Part is over.
You used the rugby ball to open the box. Whoever got the weapon, the match couldn't end until somebody opened the weapon box. It's not good.
It was alright.
It was... No, it wasn't. It's stupid.
There's green weapons.
And yeah, it wasn't even like Irish themed weapons. There was just a bunch of green weapons.
Like a shillelagh.
There was just like, oh, it's a cookie sheet, but it's green. It's a chain, but it's green.
I don't know how you skipped this month. There was the match named after you.
It's true. It's the most Irish month in TNA history. There is a Luck of the Irish weapons match.
Very fitting too that Big Vito has proven himself to be a snake in the back.
Because they hate him. Everyone hates him. They've always hated him.
There's a reason why he disappeared.
Yeah, because like the second he showed up, it's like everyone hates Vito. It's like, oh, poor dude. But now everyone hates Vito. Vito continues to be a heat magnet in the locker room. There's actually talk among wrestlers of beating him up because they thought he was working overly aggressively against Pat Kenny. In this Luck of the... They thought he was shooting in this Luck of the Irish weapons match.
Hell yeah. People just like Pat Kenny. It's nice to see.
However, Kenny used tensions by telling the group that Jarrett told them to lay their shots in this Luck of the Irish weapons match. Vito also had heat for boo-boo facing when he was doing the job.
Aww.
So yeah, he's not long for this world. This is the end of Vito in TNA. His very, very, very short run.
Well, goodbye.
Good friends, goodbye. Now it's time to go.
It's time to go.
Pat Kenny, the Vito in the Luck of the Irish weapons match. Come and play. Anyway, this is not the first time we've sung the Bear in the Big Blue House theme song on this podcast.
I hate it. I hate this company.
So, Pat Kenny and Vito are having this Luck of the Irish weapons match. Vito and Trinity explode over who will open the chest for some reason. I don't know why.
Because, yeah.
It's just fine. So eventually, Pat Kenny opens the box with the green weapons.
You've been talking too much about this match, man.
He loads up his fist with the green chain, punches out I Big Vito, and picks up the victory, the Luck of the Irish weapons match.
Okay.
One of the most memorable encounters in the history of TNA. Gilberti tried to interfere and steal the rugby ball as well, but David Young stopped him.
Speaking of Gilberti and David Young.
Which brings us to the next show, in which David Young and Gilberti have the final gut check match, in which the loser is fired.
Yay.
Mike Posey's the referee, which does feel like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, but also, anything that gets Glenn Gilberti fired, you know?
You're on board with this. So, referee got bumped with it by a super kick. Young got a visual pin on a spine buster. Swinger runs out with brass knucks, but Young kicked out. Young got the knucks, secured the win to go 1-93, ending his losing streak, and then Vito gave out the disco.
Woo!
Gilberti was out of his leprechaun get up here, but Swinger was still dressed in his Hulu skirt.
Yeah, because Swinger's cool and based, and Gilberti's dumb.
In one of those read all of the notes about backstage gossip in Glenn Gilberti's voice, this one particularly applies. There are rumors that Glenn Gilberti's loss to David Young last week was actually his last match in TNA and not just the storyline. Gilberti, though, was not told that by management. Although more than one wrestler ridiculed the match quality, all sources agree that TNA should find a role for Gilberti because of how dedicated he's been to the cause. He put in countless hours during the company's planning stages and helped out in storyline writing as a veteran presence in the locker room. One wrestler said he doubts company officials would actually sever ties with Gilberti. They'll always have a soft spot for Glenn because he's one of the nicest guys in the business and helped them get started, said the wrestler. Who that wrestler could be? Who could possibly know? One source is under the impression that Gilberti has heat with the office for accepting that indie booking in Hawaii on a Wednesday night that caused them to miss a pay-per-view.
Okay.
The official word on Glengelbertie's absence from television is that he will be left at home for a few weeks so that he can be repackaged. He is eventually repackaged
Fuck you.
as the NYC with Johnny Swinger for a few more weeks.
You don't get to tease me that Gilbertie's gone and then rip the rug out from under
Yeah,
me.
you'll have to suffer a little more, Glenn. Not much, but a little. Johnny Swinger was told that he's indefinitely off television. He's under contract through September next year, although the contract only guarantees pay for 26 dates as the minimum. So Swinger's off TV too.
Well, that's upsetting, actually.
One of the bigger mistakes they made was breaking up Diamond and Swinger, wasn't it? Not that Diamond and Swinger were like this super hot act, but like everybody is worse off than they were before that breakup.
And they had like surprisingly good matches.
Yeah, they had a couple of like proper bangers with AMW, and now like Gilbertie's worse off, Young is worse off, Diamond is worse off, Trinity is worse off, Swinger's worse off. Everybody was worse off.
We call that the Gilbertie effect. I mean, actually, they'll always have a soft spot for Glenn because he's one of the nicest guys in the business and help them get started.
Yeah, of course. Vito was looking for David Young later in the month on the August 18th show. They brawled onto the on-camera, got stuck into Chris Vaughn. Chris Vaughn fired up a few times on Vito before security broke them up. That was meant to build to a Chris Vaughn versus Vito match, but Vito missed the show and was never seen in TNA ever again.
Imagine how much Vito would have kicked the shit out of Chris Vaughn in that match.
Would have been a classic, and the Don Harris would have been like, stop shooting on my boy.
I wish Don Harris ran out and beat the fuck out of Vito.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be a good time.